But I'm here today because I want to talk about who is the greatest substitute ever. And I'm going to go in order from the bottom to the top and reveal who they are. Now, if I have to talk about super subs, you're probably going to straight away think of this man. Does anybody recognise him? Anybody know who that is? Anybody? It's not David Beckham, but he played with David Beckham. Sorry? It's not Fair Club, but I'll come back to you in a minute about that one. Anybody know who that is? Who is that? He was the manager of Manchester United not too long ago. Thank you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Not a good one.
Right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now he is, you not believe this, everyone thinks of him as being one of the greatest substitutes ever. And he was really, really good. And I suppose in terms of his minutes per goal ratio, he is one of the best. All right? He's one of the best football players for goals per ratio. He got a goal off the bench every 92 minutes. So that's pretty much one goal a game, isn't it? But he actually only scored 17 goals off the bench. So there's somebody better than him. So I'm going to put him right down here at the very, very bottom. Sorry, Ollie. Man United's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's there celebrating winning the treble straight after one of the greatest performances of a substitute ever. His performance in the European Cup final was voted the greatest performance ever by a substitute. The biggest impact ever coming off. And United scored 2 goals in injury time to turn that game around. But here we are, Merseyside. We've got one of your own here. Who's that? Anybody recognise him? Over to you, Jill. It is David Fairclough. She thought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was David Fairclough, but she knows that this guy is a super sub. And that's where the phrase super sub came from. All right, my friend Vinny over there, who shares his ginger hair, well, he used to share his ginger hair, but it's gone grey now. He famously handed him a tract to say, here, read about the greatest super sub of all. But yeah, he does even better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got 17 goals off the bench. David Fairclough managed 18 goals off the bench in 62 appearances. So we're going to put him next on the list, just above Ollie, right there. Okay? Now, anybody know who's next on our list? This fella. Anybody recognise this guy? You know who that is? You know who that is, sir?
Hernandez.
No, it's Javier Hernandez, yeah, and he's got even more than David Fairclough. He managed 19 goals off the bench and a goal every 93 minutes. So his ratio is second best. Right, just behind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's terms of minutes per goal. But yeah, he had a nickname. Anybody remember what his nickname was? What was his nickname? You know? It was Chicharito. You know why it's called Chicharito? Because his dad was called Chicaro. And Chicaro because of his green eyes, because it means green pea. Alright, it means pea. And because he was his son, he was called Little Pea. Chicharito. So there you go, bit of boring, useless information there. But he's next on our list, Javier Hernandez. We've got 2 United players there, haven't we? Okay, right, well, who is next on the list? Anybody recognise this certain gentleman here? Anybody know who he is? So do you know who that is? Recognise him? He's a World Cup winner, as you can see from there, played for France. Famously played for Arsenal, and not so famously, but quite famously also for Chelsea. That's where he got most of his goals off the bench in the Premier League. He got 21 goals off the bench, which is second highest on our list. His name is Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud, all right? And there he is winning the World Cup for France. So he is next on our list, okay? But you know, there is somebody who's even better than him. Even better super sub than him. So I wonder whether you recognise this fella. Anybody know who that is? Who's that? Now I've tried to fool you here because he's wearing the Rangers shirt and famously won the championship for Rangers, stopping Celtic from getting 10 in a row. Alright? Anybody know who he is? No, it is Jermaine Defoe. And do you know how many goals he got? He got 24 goals off the bench. His minutes per goal ratio wasn't as good as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he got 24 goals off the bench, so he holds the record. But do you know, Southport, there is an even greater substitute than Jermaine Defoe. Someone even better than him. Do you know who it is? I'll tell you. It is
me.
The Lord Jesus Christ. It is the greatest substitute ever. Now, why do I say that? Well, do you know what the word substitute means? It means somebody standing in our place. You think about it. You come off the pitch, someone else comes on the pitch, and they take your place, don't they? That's what the word substitute means. Well, do you know Jesus? He famously was a substitute for us. Because there he is, a picture of him, or an artist's representation of him dying on the cross. Do you know who was supposed to be on that cross? You and me. because we've all done things wrong. All right? And I've done some terrible things wrong. In fact, I'm not even going to share them with you. You don't want to hear it, I'm sure. But you've done things wrong as well. And we all deserve a punishment like that. We all deserve God's wrath being poured out upon us because of our sin, because of the wrong things that we've done. But you know, Jesus took the place that we deserve. He didn't deserve that. He was our substitute. He died on the cross in place of us. So that's why I say he's the greatest substitute ever, because he took our place and he paid for our sin. He hadn't done anything wrong. He didn't need to die for any wrongdoing.
That's
but
it.
He died
That's right.
so that we can be forgiven. He was punished. We deserve to be punished. He didn't deserve to be punished, but he took our punishment. He took our sin. He took the wrath of God on his shoulders that we deserved. He is the greatest substitute ever. Now I'll say to you, have you come to him? Have you had your sins forgiven? Because he's paid for them on the cross. Have you had your sins forgiven? Because you need them forgiven so that you can go to heaven, because Jesus, the great substitute of all, has paid for our sin. What do you reckon, sir?
No problem.
Okay?
Not a problem.